Hey guys, Fearu here, and we are on episode 17. Been doing really good. I got no complaints. Been been like pushing up really steadily. I'm almost at 1650. I've hit it a few times and then fall down, and then hit it and fall down. Just waiting for a good win streak to push me all the way up. I definitely feel myself getting better. I'm still making a whole bunch of mistakes though. So I'm excited to kind of correct them and get back. Just keep pushing forward in MMR. I hope you guys are getting better too. In no time we're going to be in the 1700 range. So what's our topic today? I got a good one for you. We are going to be talking about picking your spots. Um, it's it's important. It means a lot of different things. So with 3.1, you're going to see a lot of aggression from your opponents. You're going to see early ganks. You're going to see early pub training, and you're going to need to counter it, and you're going to need to decide, hey, when do you want to fight your opponents? And while the when is important, I'm actually going to cover a much more important topic today as far as where, although I suppose it's when too. It's both. Um, a lot of things go into it as far as, do you want to engage a team before you have a certain item? Do you want to wait, like, if one team just got insert. If Pebbles just got PK, do you want to wait until your entire team has Mystic Vestments? If one team just got a Shroud, do you want to wait until you have, um, Rev Wards with you or an Eye? There's a lot of different concepts that go into picking your spots, but the one that we're going to be focusing on today is positioning, where you're standing in the team fight, how you are engaging in it, where you are standing, where should you be standing, as far as whether you're attacking or defending. I'm going to kind of cover it all. And I'm not going to cover because the mid game and the early game can be so versatile as to what you'll see. I'm going to go straight into a game and look at basically one of what should be the last fight in a game, and I'm basically going to cover, like, okay, this should be the last fight. What should the opponents be doing? What should the defenders be doing? How should they be executing themselves in this situation? Because it's something that comes up to a lot. It's that final battle right there. At least what should be a final battle. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you straight into game. Okay, so let me go ahead and fill you in on where we are. So this is 100% about positioning, and I'm gonna kind of explain it to you because this spot, I feel like it happens a lot, um, and it's just a lot of people choose the wrong positioning here, and it bothers me. So the Hellborn team is, this is really late into the game. This is 36 minutes. They've killed Kong. They've killed all the other towers. They wisely choose to come to this tower to take it out. Their Pred has token, and I'm telling my team, hey, we want to defend at this tower and not this tower. And there's multiple reasons why. I'll explain them in a second. Um, let's just watch them take this tower. They'll kill it without a problem. Yours truly is playing Kraken. Um, and so uh, this team executed, by the way, really well. They did they uh they did Kong, and they took top tower, and then they swung all the way to bottom tower for the extra gold, which was just a huge play. So now I want to talk about their positioning at bottom, and I'm gonna tell you kind of why you want. So why did we decide to defend at our main base tower instead of the second tier? Um, the first reason is because, and mind you, leaving that tower isn't always a good play, but because we're so late in the game, if they genocide us here, they win the game. They'll be able to take easily 2 racks, and there's really not much room for us to recover once that happens. Like, at minimum, they're taking 2 racks, but there's like a good chance they win the game. So if we know the next fight we're gonna have is basically, if we lose, they win, we want to make sure it's in the best position possible. So pretend you're Luna for a second, right? And Pred initiates on you. The rest of his team's here, and Pred initiates on you, and now you have to run away. You have to get to about here before Pred's diving. That's about the distance. You can just look on my screen. That's however many units, probably 2,000 to 2,500 maybe. That's about the distance. And then he's really deep at that point. I mean, we're at the well. He's really really deep. If we're here and Luna's here and Pred initiates on him, same thing. How far does Aluna have to get till he's safe? I would argue the base of our ramp, which is not you know not 2,500 units. It's almost double that. I would argue Luna needs to get there. Pred could chase for days. Is my point. And that's just one reason. I mean, obviously that's maybe not the best situation for Pred, but that's one of the first reasons is like you can't run until you're safe. I mean, obviously there's other things like let's say Hag can get away, blink, get to the well, and then re-engage in a fight mid fight. That's another reason. The other thing is obviously this ramp gives miss percentage and causes a lot more of a choke, I would say, than this open space here. They all have to kind of filter in through here, which causes easier AoE for all of our spells. Malakin alt, my alt, Aluna, just all the AoE. They have to be in a lot tighter space, and we can spread out. We can easily run over here to these two towers to get defense, or we can run to the well and be fine. Whereas here they can spread out in a huge arc, and it's really easy for maybe Malakin only gets 2 in his ult and I only get 1 in mine, and so on and so forth. So that's why fighting, if we're gonna have one final fight, that's just some of the advantages that you get at this tower, aside from the fact that um, you know it leaves room for mistakes, which is what's gonna happen here. So let's so I'm gonna explain to you what happens before we actually watch this fight. And first, I'm gonna explain to you what the Hellborn team should have done. So what should happen here is Pred should attack this tower about here, right? And his team should move up to about here in an arc. One person should stand here, one person should stand here, one person should stand here, and he should attack the tower. And then if none of us can initiate on them, because if we do, they can back up and Pred will just attack them, and they can defend Pred from right here. What Pred's going to do is he's going to initiate towards us, which I'll let you watch here. This is where he messes up. He got too aggressive, he thinks he's too tanky, and he should be at the front lines because he has that token, and it's okay if it gets popped. But the issue is, his team is just so far back. Had he given them time to move up, they could have been to him closer. And what's going to happen is, okay, we're all focused on him, and this should be free attacks for his entire team. But now, instead of being an arc and like coming up and had they been in like maintained an arc, they could have maybe had one teammate here, one teammate here, one teammate here. Instead, now they're all trying to get to Pred, and they're just making a beeline in this direction, and they're going to get into a really really tight formation, allowing all of our ults to go off simultaneously on them, and kind of put them in a bad position. This is just so tight. Like that's bad, and they create separation, which is just allowing multiple alts. All our AoEs are landing, and Pred comes back up, and it's gonna still be a relatively close fight, but it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been even remotely close with what was up here. And I believe they're gonna end up being. I actually don't remember what this comes up. Like right now, it's a 3v2, but we also took the token. I'm actually curious to see how this ends. Elder Parasite Pred, still number 1. That Elder Parasite Pred. Okay, and I think only I'm up at the end. But that is the fight. Let me pull you guys out now real fast. Okay, guys. So obviously there was a lot to intake from that one little clip. That's what kind of happens with those big battles. But I just kind of want to point out, like, positioning, and what wasn't really noticed was, that fight and I understand, the late play at the end where, Hag makes a mistake, Malika makes a mistake, and, what should have been, a 3 for 2, and we took the token. Us having Kraken, Malikan, and Hag up at the end, and them just having Bubbles and Pred, ended up being just Kraken and just Bubbles and Pred. That fight could have been just like a one-sided pushover for us. Just mostly from our positioning. Obviously, mistakes made. We made a mistake at the end. Pred made a mistake diving in the beginning. But that positioning was a huge advantage for us, and choosing that spot was really, really important. And a lot more goes into this. I mean, mind you, you have other options. Like early on, you can often choose to defend or choose to push another tower. You can, you need to make these decisions. And when they come up, I feel like a lot of people, or, especially in those lower MMR brackets, are still, starting to figure that out. It's something I want you guys to actively think about, especially those early tier towers. Do you need to say, just take it? I'm gonna go help gank. It's okay if you want to say, hey, I'm giving up this tower to come gank. That is okay to do. It's okay to say you've lost a lane and to go help somewhere else. Choose your spots and decide, what you want to do. I hope this was helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.